Hi, this is Mary with Creating Vintage, and today I've got a flip through for you of this mini Christmas journal. I made this for a swap. I'm really excited to swap it, but on the other hand, I really like this and it's hard to part with. But this is my Christmas journal. It's 4 by 6, and I tied it with this vintage seam binding. I think this is from the 60s. There's a label on it from it inside, so I will take that off. And this is from a Christmas Carol book from the 1800s. I mean, I just printed it. It's not original, but that was the title. And then this was some of the music. There's the back of it. There were 6 Christmas carols. We have some German language there in the Proctor, and a little piece of book page. I think that's from Little Big Man, which is also a book from the 60s. And this one literally fell apart, and so it became a junk journal piece. And then a Victorian era, you know, angel and 2 girls in front of the Christmas tree. Maybe she's another girl too. I was thinking she's a doll, but she's playing the drums. So anyway, let's see what is in my journal here. So the inside, I have music page on this side, and this is an old ad. This is from a Sears catalog. I think it was, oh, I'm gonna get the year wrong, but it's just a tag there. Some gold lace. And this is an old Christmas card. I had to trim it just a little bit to fit inside. On this side, I have an embossed pocket with just a few tags in here, nothing spectacular. These were those stack and tear ones. So you can see they have the same thing, and I did the book page upside down, but I just went with it because it's a junk journal, and on the back they're just plain cardstock. So those go in my embossed with snowflakes pocket, and I love this little girl poking her head out. And let's see, we have, you know, it's a little Christmas delivery, a little Easter seals ticket. So this side, I left pretty much that blank for journaling, but there's the little girl, and she's on top with some of the German language stuff. And just on the back, there's writing space. Oh, and we had to put so many charms on it. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of charms, but this was just a paper clip that I put a little cluster on and sewed a little button, used gold thread. And this is just embossed paper, which for a little journal like this, it was really nice to be able to just emboss the whole page. And that paper clip was holding in, this is just a little booklet with some Christmas stuff, and I just tied it with that. That's just some scrapbook paper. And on this side, we have a couple tags. And this one just has some of that music. This was a carol book, and it had green music, which was really nice for this. And I just got this tag punch, so I've been enjoying that, but this is, I think, the only tag I used for this because I was done with the journal by the time I made it. On this side, I put a little pin with a couple of beads, and this folds out, and there's a little stamp of a poinsettia, and I think, and then there's some bells and another little poinsettia. Just some pretty Christmassy colored paper, a doily. I thought it looked so pretty against that red. And then this flips out this way. So there's a little extra writing there. And this is the only time I've ever seen a red trim text, but you can see how old it is because they're using 100% rayon. See if there's a date on here. There is not, but I'm guessing that's pretty old. And there's the little truck. And this is another one of those tags. I used some red midi braid. That's also vintage. Picked that up in a thrift shop as I did this. Although I do have a lot of old stuff my mother-in-law gave me. This is a pharmacy bag. And inside I made a little card with some buttons. So that's just hanging out. There's actually room in there for more stuff. On this side of the bag, I just put another little tag in there and some hem tape, which I just think that's so pretty, and it kind of goes with the green. It's more of an olive green. That's just a little tag with some writing space on the back. I always like to make sure there's some writing space, some more seam binding in red. And I just did a little stamp. I had gotten some bias tape, and I never know what to do with the bias tape, but it kind of covered the edge of this bag nicely. And I put a couple things in here. So let's see. First, there's a tag with a little green tea topper. And then this one, just a very simple little thing that I collaged a few things together. So that's all that's in that bag. And this was a doily cutter, so it's like a quarter doily. I think that's a book page. And this is a miniature printing of Christmas Puck. It was an old magazine from the Victorian times. And you know, I'm gonna keep that out because that needs a little more glue. I thought I was really careful. I thought that's so pretty, the lace on the red paper. And there's a Victorian Christmas card wishing you a Merry Christmas. And that just tucks in there neatly. And then oh come on, he fits in there nice and snug. Just put a little Christmas bell with some beads. And again, we have the other side of the doily and this, and little pocket, and you can see Santa's face sticking out. He's got a little pocket there, but I really hated to cover up his face, but you could stick something in there. And I also had in there this little receipt that Mrs. Claus was buying in 1972. She was buying some Jingle Bells, reindeer food, and hot cocoa. Stuck that in there. And this is actually half of an old, what do you call those things with a stereoscope? So you could see, and they'd be like 3D when you look through them, but this, I colorized it and put it in here. A little tag on that, a little stamp. In this pocket, we've got, I think that's our last of those tags. It's just Merry Christmas. And there's a pretty simple collaged tag. And these all have some writing space on them, and you could even write on there. I like to make sure if you wanted to use this and write down things, memories of Christmas or planning for Christmas. This was a Christmas in July. I know it's August now, but this was for Christmas in July. And here's some more of the embossed paper. And this is a paper clip. So the paper clip's kind of hidden there, but it's a little notebook. It's a little matchbook that has, little bits of paper in there. So it closes up like they used to have matchbooks, and then you can just slide it on the paper. And then I, sewed in the signature with this thread and then just tied it in a bow on the top. So, oh, what's this? Oh, this was in here. It's just a journal card of a Victorian Christmas. This is just another envelope and the top of a tea topper that says "Live a life steeped in experiences." And this is a just white cardstock where I stamped it with coffee to give it kind of an interesting thing. And then there's some of the music through under there. I think I will put those back later better. Here's another postage thing. It's an envelope. These are all recycled envelopes that I used for various things. And you can put your list of who's naughty and who's nice. And in here, this was from a Christmas card. So that fits right in there. And the back of that one was, you know, we already pulled it out. This is just a playing card with a Christmas scene, and I sewed a button at the top there. But there's for your undecided list. So you figure out who's naughty and nice, and if you haven't decided yet, you could write them down there. This is the back of the Christmas card. Oops, I forgot to flip that down. I always like flips. And just a little journal card back here with a belly band. And the final is a pocket, like a library card, and it just has Christmas in July. And I did ink it in red, but I don't know if the red showed up as well as it could have, but this was the day it was Christmas in July, and it was July 30, 2024. And God rest ye merry Christians. So I hope whoever gets this enjoys it. Oh, did I show the center signature? Why do I feel like I skipped over the center? Here was the center, and there were a couple of charms in there. How did I miss that? I did that. I probably just skipped through it. So there was a nice Christmas scene with some charms. Wanted to make sure I got all my charms in there, and these I hadn't put away yet. I made sure that the tags stick out, one up and one down. And that's pretty much it. So I hope whoever gets this enjoys it. Actually, I know who it's going to now. And there were a couple other people who posted flip-throughs on their YouTube, and I will link those below. But thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.